Hey, this is Soomin Kim, your Austin real estate agent, and in this video, we're gonna talk. I know you felt it, I felt it, you read it, you see it, but the market has certainly shifted, and if there's a question that I'm getting more than anything else, multiple times a day from many of you, is that, hey, is it a good time to buy? Should I buy? Should I wait? Is the prices going up? Are they coming even more down? Is the market gonna crash? What does the future look like? So many questions, and what I want to do is once I start getting multiple questions and they're all similar, I want to make a video because this is an opportunity for me to give you an idea and an opinion of what I see in the market. But I'll let you know right now, the market has shifted and the buyers are back in control. Hey, as mentioned in the beginning of the video, my name is Soomin Kim. I'm a realtor here in the Austin area and the surrounding cities. And if you're coming to my channel for the first time, welcome. This is an opportunity for me to really just be a resource and a value and be someone that really positions themselves in a place to be able to help you find your place, your home, get the information, get the value, and really get the tours that you need to make a decision. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back. As you know, I do a lot of property tours. I show you listings and homes, but opportunities like this, when they come up, I want to be able to share them with you. And what I mean by that is when I begin to get the same question over and over again, I can imagine that there's thousands of you that have similar questions. So we're going to talk about that. And I mentioned in the beginning of this intro that this is certainly the buyers are back in control. And to understand really what a buyer's market is, I want to talk a little about where we came from. We came from a few years of really being an incredible seller's market. What I mean by seller's market is the fact that the sellers really had the leverage. They were able to leverage to get higher prices on their homes because it was a time when rates were lower, so affordability was higher, but the inventory was greatly reduced as well. So now you have not very many homes, rates being low so people can afford them, and it is an opportunity for sellers to get more for their property because there wasn't many choices for buyers. So buyers are really at the mercy of sellers. And that's what happened in the last couple of years. We've seen people bidding several $100,000 over every list price. It's almost like any agent that had a listing would advertise that they got it sold over list. Well, obviously, because it was an incredible seller's market. So what's happening now is those things are kind of shifting inversely. The rates are going up, as you know, and we'll discuss this, and inventory is rising as well. So not only is affordability a little bit lower now because the rates are that much higher, but then there's a lot more options as well, and they actually coincide and affect each other in that way. So when that happens, now buyers are going to have to pay a little bit more on their monthly because the rates have gone up, but also there's a ton more choices. And so what happens when we hit this buyer's market and where we're at now is that sellers have to adjust. They no longer have the leverage. So whether they are a resale seller, whether they are a new construction builder, they are now shifting and being flexible to the buyers in the market. So if that's you, we're going to talk about this. Now, I want to throw this out there because I think it's important to do. I know that in YouTube, there's a lot of people that like to make predictions. They like to have a lot of clickbait, really faces like that, explosions, and saying that, look, the market is crashing. And whether it is or it isn't, nobody knows the future. And if they do, give them my number so we can go to Vegas and hit the sports book up. But no one truly knows the future, and I don't as well. My job as a realtor is not to be a magician or a fortune teller, but my job is to really understand the season that we're in, where we're coming from, and obviously give you my opinion on where I believe we're headed. Now, for those of you that have one of those questions in the beginning of the video of whether you should buy now, is it a good time, should you wait, will prices continue dropping? What I want to do in this video is I simply want to lay out what I see that is happening in the landscape of the resale market and the new construction market as a buyer, and let you make your opinion and your decision yourself. I believe it's a great time. It's been the best time in over a few years for you to be in the buyer's market right now. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is rates. Now, your mortgage rate or the rates are essentially how much percentage you're paying on the money that you're borrowing from your lender. So when the rates are lower, the money you return and have to pay them is lower. When the rates are higher, your monthly and the money that you have to pay and the percentage of that is higher. So typically when the rates are lower, you can afford the house that you want based upon the monthly. It's a little bit easier. And as the rates go up, then that monthly becomes more, so your affordability on the house goes down. So what's the question? The question is, are rates going up a bad thing? Well, in the short term as a buyer, you would say, of course they're bad. It makes me pay more every month. But what I want to do is I want to point and paint a different perspective for you. Because here's what that rate increase has done to the market. So as someone who's selling their home, they're realizing that they're no longer the only one selling it. There's much more inventory in the market. So now sellers are having to compete with so much more inventory. And what does that mean? It means that they have to adjust, compete, negotiate, and bring that value high, which typically means lowering the price. So today we have a market where there's many more options for you on the resale market. And now as a new construction or someone who's looking for a new home, this has also made the builders very insecure. You know, they're getting close to the end of the year, they have numbers to meet, production goals, and they're realizing as they forecast, rates are going up, people are getting scared, so we really have to start moving these homes. Let's adjust the prices. Let's throw out as many incentives as possible. Let's be willing to negotiate. Now, this is greatly contrasting to where we were. I mean, think about where we were when it was quote unquote a seller's market. There was little homes on the market, so many people that wanted it. So the people that were selling homes and the builders that were selling homes sat back and had all the leverage. It means you had to pay more. It means you weren't able to get exactly the home that you want in the area that you want. And for many of you, you just didn't have a choice. You're like, I have to get in. School's going to start. My kids need to get to school. I need to get positioned. And so you're having to spend and pay higher in the market. I mean, we heard stories of people spending $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 offering over list to get these homes, just to compete with them. And every agent was acting like they were the best agents in the world, saying, hey, I sold this for X amount over list. I sold this for X amount over list. Hey, I did the same thing. But the truth was, every home was going for over list because it was an incredible seller's market. Now, today it's interesting because we had people paying $200,000 over the list price just to get a home, but now here we are in an opportunity to negotiate. Home prices have gone down, and we're questioning that. So you'd ask why? Well, it's probably going to come back to the general consensus of rates and where the market is headed. So let's talk about those two things. Now, I'll tell you why that's important, and I'll tell you why that might even be more important than the rates itself. Because once you pay for a home, once you pay a purchase price for a contract, that can never be renegotiated. It can never be quote unquote refinanced again. That's how much you're going to pay. So that's going to stick with you for the longevity and the length until you pay that off. But the beautiful thing about a rate is that a rate can eventually be refinanced. In fact, not long ago when the rates came down pretty low in the twos, everyone and their mother was refinancing. And so as much as you think that this is a 30-year marriage or a 30-year conventional loan that some of you might be getting, it's really not. For most, it's a loan until it's enough opportunity for you to renegotiate. So even though you cannot negotiate the home price and what you pay, you can eventually refinance and renegotiate that loan rate. So think about that. You can negotiate the loan rate, but you can't negotiate the home price. But today we are in a market because of rates that eventually can be renegotiated. They are negotiating the home price and bringing them down. That is something to think about. So how important is a good realtor in this market? Well, I've said this many times to clients before, and I'll say it to all of you. You know, oftentimes when we look at builders who are selling homes, they look at customers sometimes as one-offs. Imagine selling them something that they might not sell to them again for a very long time or if ever. Now, when you get a realtor involved, like myself, they realize that they're going to see me over and over and over again. And when that happens, it creates massive leverage for my clients. So I'll tell you what I mean by that also. It gives me an opportunity to kind of negotiate for you, but also negotiate with the leverage of looking these builders in the face, look at these sales counselors and these presidents in the face to say, you know what? I'm going to be around. I've sold many of your homes, So if you can help my client here today, even more than you would help someone that doesn't sell as many of your homes as I do, I will be back. And that to them has a ton of value. So that offers a client that is using a good realtor, someone that might be working with me, an opportunity to get the very best negotiation tactics and leverage and weight in what that's happening. And so I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the fact that this year I was named Perry Homes #1 2022 Realtor of the Year. I have outsold more Dries homes than any realtor in Austin for the last 2 years. I'm one of Highland's top realtors today. I am GFO's top realtor last year and this year. I'm the top realtor for even Coventry Homes. For all these builders, I have a reputation, and I'm very proud to say I'm one of their top agents. And what does that mean for you? It means for someone like you, when you work with someone like me, it gives me the leverage and it gives me an opportunity to get you the very best in what is being offered. In fact, I had dinner with 2 different vice presidents of major builders, a few of them I just mentioned, and what they said to me, they said, Soomin, anytime we see your name come across on a contract, we are willing to do more for you because we know that you have done a lot and that we know that you'll be back. And so I want to offer myself in this market. For those of you that are looking, I want an opportunity to make sure I can serve you in the very best way possible, and that is using the leverage of what I have done and the relationship I have with these builders to get you the very best and the very most in this market. Case in point, it's not just new clients, but even the clients that are already under contract, maybe got a price a little bit higher in a seller's market. I've been able to renegotiate those. After being in contract, I've been able to renegotiate it, give additional incentives, adjust the price, and they've been able to really swim and to form and to move with the market and benefit with that. And that comes again from my relationships and the leverage that I have with these builders. I'm so proud of that. And so if that's you and you're in the market today, or you're thinking about being in a market, or you don't know exactly what to do and you just need someone to guide you, and should you choose to buy a home and get yourself into an opportunity, you want to make sure you're getting the very best price, the very most incentives. To look back long term to say, I really took advantage of that buyer's market, I want you to reach out to me. I'm going to put all my contact information right up there. Whether you text me, message me, social media, call me, it does not matter, email me. I'm here to be a conduit and be a resource and be someone that can really lock arms with you and hold your hand like I've held hundreds of individuals to success to achieve their goals in this market. Now, I do want to finish by talking about what I believe, in my opinion, for Austin in the long term. Now, it's interesting to me because we've been part of such a dynamic few seasons of Austin and its growth. And still today, as a principal, the biggest purveyor of real estate success and health long term is jobs. And Austin is known specifically in the medical education and the tech field as one of the greatest job havens to ever really blow up in a short amount of time here in the nation. And there's been plans, I mean, we're talking about plans of, semiconductor facilities like Samsung, Apple's second campus, being set to open, so many different things happening. Tons and tons of incredible companies, founders, visionaries that are making their way here in Austin with plans, and those aren't even here yet. So much of what we've seen today, from jobs, buildings, companies, and tons of mixed use, shopping malls, opportunities for new retail locations, all of that are in plans, have broken ground, infrastructure has been being worked on, but yet it's not come to fruition. So what we've experienced here as an explosive market here in Austin has all happened with those things not even in fruition. Really just announcements. So I can't imagine, after all those things are set, when the buildings and companies are here, when the infrastructure has been re-envisioned and redone and retrofitted, when we see new mixed use facilities of entertainment, restaurants, all that stuff being done, I have a hard time thinking at that time everything will go down. In fact, I have an opinion that it might even do the opposite. So this is an incredible opportunity, I believe, for buyers in this market, an opportunity to renegotiate, to get some leverage, to get incentives that were not offered for the longest time. So I am absolutely bullish and so excited what is happening to Austin and the surrounding areas. It's been an incredible experience for myself and my family. I love to see all the relocations, different individuals and families coming in, the diversity that is happening, all the opportunities that Austin is bringing by way of jobs. It's been incredibly big part of your life, so many of my clients, and really see that success, that excitement, that happiness once you finally settle here. So if you're in that space, I would love to welcome you here. I'd love to be someone that can help you. And with that being said, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna continue to show you all the different faces of Austin and the surrounding cities, the incredible homes, the variety of homes, and all the different aspects of the real estate here that I can. I look forward to that journey with you, to continue that journey with you, and I will see all of you on the next video.